The Audi Q4 e-tron 55 Quattro is a compelling expression of Audi's approach to mainstream luxury EVs, a compact electric SUV that blends familiar Audi refinement with an electric powertrain tuned for usable performance and everyday practicality. At the heart of the 55 model sits an 82 kilowatt-hour gross battery pack, approximately 77 kilowatt-hour net usable after cell chemistry and formatting, which gives the car real-world substance rather than the headline range theater so common in the EV market. And that pack, combined with a two-motor, all-wheel drive layout, produces in the neighborhood of 335 horsepower with brisk, confidence-inspiring acceleration that Audi quotes around 5.0 seconds to 0 to 60 miles per hour, making the Q4 55 quick enough to surprise drivers accustomed to slower family crossovers, while still feeling well within Audi's comfort-oriented performance envelope. On the subject of range and energy use, the EPA-rated figure most commonly quoted for the Q4 55 e-tron SUV body is about 258 miles on a full charge, a value that, in daily driving, tends to be conservative enough that attentive chauffeurs can sometimes exceed it depending on ambient temperature, driving speed, and regeneration strategy. The combination of battery chemistry improvements and modest weight and aero tuning on the refreshed Q4 55 models helps produce an efficiency figure that sits in a realistic band for luxury compact electric SUVs, and in independent tests, the Q4 55 often returns highway and mixed-cycle economy numbers that will be perfectly adequate for most users' daily needs and occasional longer runs, without destroying charging time budgets. Charging behavior is one of the Q4's stronger practical points. The 55 model supports high-power DC fast charging at up to roughly 175 kilowatts, which Audi and testers have shown can recharge the battery from around 10% to 80% in roughly a half hour under ideal conditions, meaning that long-distance travel is feasible with the normal periodic planning electric owners already accept, and level 2 AC charging at home or work will replenish the battery overnight in the typical 7 to 9 hour window, depending on the onboard charger option you choose. Driving dynamics are where this car demonstrates Audi DNA. The weight of the battery is managed with suspension tuning that favors composed, predictable behavior rather than neuroses or edge. The Quattro all-wheel drive system brings traction confidence in wet or slippery conditions, and the steering and chassis calibration deliver a composed ride that masks the compromises that usually attend electric crossovers. In short, the Q4 55 feels like a luxury Audi first and an electric experiment second, with a ride quality that values comfort without surrendering control. And when you push it, the car responds with linear torque delivery and surprisingly nimble turn-in for a vehicle of its footprint, though true enthusiasts might miss the last degree of feedback and razor sharpness found in sportier, lighter competitors. Inside, Audi's interior execution is familiar and generally excellent. High-quality materials, careful fit and finish, and an ergonomically sensible layout give the Q4 a premium cabin ambiance that will satisfy brand loyalists. With a driver-centric digital cockpit and a large portrait or landscape infotainment screen, depending on spec and model year, that governs climate, navigation, media, and vehicle systems. The MMI system has matured considerably, but it still requires a short learning curve for users migrating from simpler, more tactile interfaces. And some secondary functions feel buried beneath menus rather than on physical buttons. The front seats are comfortable for long drives, rear seat space is competitive for the segment with adequate headroom and legroom for adults in short to medium stints, and cargo capacity is practical for weekly groceries and weekend luggage with the added benefit of a flat load floor when configured for carrying gear. Overall, the packaging is thoughtful and skewed toward mainstream luxury buyers who want a familiar Audi experience rather than radical interior reimaginings. On technology and safety, the Q4 55 offers a broad suite of driver assistance systems, adaptive cruise with lane centering assist, automated emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and available higher-level convenience aids. Audi tends to offer robust safety hardware, and over-the-air updates and software improvements have become part of the product lifecycle, though the pace and breadth of those updates depends on regional delivery and Audi's software roadmap, so buyers should check local dealer programs for specifics. In terms of refinement, wind and road noise are well suppressed for the class, and the electric powertrain hum is minimal, though some owners note that NVH is more pronounced at higher speeds compared with the very quietest EVs. The suspension tuning balances comfort and control such that potholes are absorbed without creating a wallowy ride, and the car's center of gravity, lowered by the battery placement, helps make cornering feel planted rather than floaty. Practical ownership considerations include realistic charging times versus energy cost. The Q4's usable battery and energy consumption figures put it in the middle of the pack for operating cost among luxury EVs. And while DC fast charging at 175 kilowatts is useful, actual delivered power depends on station hardware, battery state of charge, and environmental conditions. Expect the fastest charge rates when the battery is cold preconditioned and the station is capable of sustaining that peak power. Warranty and maintenance are in line with premium segment expectations. Audi's support network and certified pre-owned programs make long-term ownership more predictable than with unfamiliar startups. And residual values for well-equipped Q4s typically track toward the competitive side of the luxury compact EV class. When it comes to options and trim, Audi packages technology and luxury features into tiers that can quickly add up on the sticker. From upgraded Premium Plus or Prestige trims to options like a panoramic roof, premium sound systems, navigation packages, and advanced driver aids. So shoppers should carefully decide which equipment they truly need to avoid a steeply optioned final price. Despite that, the base content is generous enough that even mid-trim examples feel substantially premium. Comparing the Q455 to its principal rivals like the Tesla Model Y, BMW iX1/iX3 family, Mercedes-Benz EQA/GLB-sized EVs, and various Volkswagen Group-related models, the Q4's strengths are clearly its brand-consistent interior quality, composed driving manners, and the everyday usefulness of its battery and charging combination. Competitors may offer either more dynamic driving character depending on the model, slightly better range efficiency in some configurations, or more aggressive pricing, but the Audi stakes out a comfortable middle ground where a buyer who values brand cachet, fit and finish, and a predictable, comfortable driving experience will find the Q455 very attractive. For long-distance touring, the Q4's usable range, fast charge capability, and predictable energy consumption make it a strong contender in planning road trips. A realistic strategy is to top up at high-power chargers on long legs and use overnight level 2 charging for daily needs, thereby minimizing dwell time and maximizing driving hours. The regenerative braking system is adjustable across levels, including automatic recuperation settings. And when you adopt a conservative driving style with anticipatory regen, the car can extend its effective range beyond EPA averages. City drivers who learn to harvest regen and moderate speeds will be rewarded with improved efficiency and often better than advertised real-world figures. Audi's infotainment and connected services have improved, but like many premium OEM systems, the Q4 software layer can feel complex and occasionally slow compared with the snappiest bespoke systems from some competitors. Connectivity, wireless phone memorying where supported, and navigation are all grown-up features, but buyers sensitive to interface fluidity should sample the MMI in person. On the manufacturing and platform side, the Q4 rides on Volkswagen Group's MEB architecture derivatives and benefits from the economies and engineering maturity of that family of electric platforms. Shared components and proven electric drivetrain layouts bring cost and service advantages, but they also mean the Q4's packaging decisions and some design compromises reflect group-level trade-offs rather than purely Audi engineering. In terms of visual design, the Q455's exterior presents a confident, modern Audi face with a somewhat compact footprint and sporty proportions that conceal a practical interior. The refreshed models received minor styling updates that sharpen the nose and lighting signatures, bringing the Q4's looks in line with Audi's latest design language. It's handsome without being polarizing, which will please buyers who prefer understated luxury over flash. Real owners' feedback often highlights the Q4's day-to-day suitability, good visibility, comfortable seating, and a user-friendly driving position. Critics sometimes point to software glitches or occasional oddities in the infotainment menus, issues that tend to be smoothed by software updates over time, but which can be annoying for early adopters who expect flawless electronics on a premium car. Pricing is typical for a premium EV. The entry price for the 55 model sits above mainstream compact EVs, but below many larger, more powerful luxury EVs. And for the money, you generally receive a generous equipment baseline, strong build quality, and Audi's dealer and support network. Still, heavy optioning will push the final cost into territory where other Audi models or rival brands may present appealing alternatives, so careful spec comparison is essential for value-conscious buyers. Another important practical note is climate impact on range. Like most EVs, the Q4's range will contract in extreme cold or with sustained high-speed motorway runs. Conversely, moderate climates and conservative driving can push the car beyond EPA figures. In terms of styling and personalization, Audi offers multiple wheel sizes, paint and interior combos, and accessory packages that allow buyers to tune the Q4's character from discreet daily driver to more expressive, road-oriented machine. Among optional equipment, adaptive suspension and sport packages change the character noticeably, but the standard suspension remains the best compromise for mixed use. Maintenance is generally light compared with internal combustion vehicles, fewer consumables and service points, but brake service on cars with heavy regenerative systems can be different, and owners should follow Audi's recommended service intervals and battery care guidance to maintain warranty coverage and battery health. Safety ratings and crash test results vary by market and testing agency, so prospective buyers should consult local NCAP, IIHS, or NHTS results for the exact configuration they expect to buy. But Audi's active safety suite and structural design position the Q4 favorably in its class. Finally, buying advice. If you want an electric luxury compact SUV that behaves like a traditional Audi, delivers sensible all-day range, and charges quickly enough for practical road trips, and wraps the experience in premium materials without resorting to gimmickry, the Q455 e-tron Quattro is an excellent choice. If you prioritize absolute range leadership, the simplest and fastest charging network experience, or the cheapest initial purchase price, there are alternatives worth considering. But few match the Q4's blend of comfortable performance, build quality, and technological completeness. Check exact specifications.